Welcome back to Dixie Alley Weather Center. My name is Caleb Crick. Today is August 20th, 2025, and I've got a lot of updates for you, especially concerning the severe weather probabilities today. We have a marginal risk across parts of the Dixie Alley, throughout much of the Dixie Alley today, and I'm going to talk about that. We have the threat for some damaging winds, maybe some low-end damage, marginally severe hail. I don't really expect anything above 1 inch in diameter, and these aren't going to be widely scattered. These are going to be isolated. I mean, there will be a pretty decent chance for showers and thunderstorms, don't get me wrong, if you're in these areas. But for the chance for them to be strong to severe, it's pretty low that every area gets that. So, don't be worried about this at all. Just a few areas are going to be getting some strong to severe storms today, and I'm going to break down where I expect the most storm coverage throughout today. We're also going to be talking about the tropics and Hurricane Erin as it is continuing to move to the north and will cause some problems for areas like South Carolina, North Carolina, and parts of Virginia with some tropical storm force winds and some storm surge. And we also be talking about those tropical waves behind these ones that could cause some problems for the U.S. as we go long-term into the future. All this and more is included in this video, so let's get right into it. Here's a look at the severe weather outlook for today throughout parts of the Dixie Alley. We got a large marginal risk. You can see this here, and the reason we're starting with this is because this is the most important risk to talk about for the Dixie Alley today. Once again, we have a large marginal risk that encompasses parts of southern Tennessee, parts of the northwestern corner of Georgia, throughout much of Alabama, much of Mississippi, much of Louisiana for some scattered strong to severe storms today. The areas that aren't going to be getting as much storm coverage today is going to be parts of North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. You guys would be getting more showers and thunderstorms if Hurricane Erin was closer to the coast, which it isn't. So we're actually thankful for that, even though you guys are going to be a little more dry, a little bit more warm. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to be really hot here, but you guys are going to be getting in on some of those showers and thunderstorms throughout today. But like I said, in parts of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and parts of Florida, a few scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout Florida. But once again, we do have a marginal risk for severe storms throughout parts of the Dixie Alley Central and parts of the western Dixie Alley. Like I said, Tennessee, parts of Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. That's for some gusty winds, maybe in excess of 60-mile-per-hour winds. That doesn't mean we're going to be seeing 60-mile-per-hour winds everywhere, but some of those storms could pack a punch. Most storms are going to be just strong storms with 40 to half-mile-per-hour winds, but you can't rule out 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and maybe some small hail, maybe half inch to an inch in diameter. So nothing huge. Nothing we haven't seen before. Just make sure you guys are monitoring those alerts from the National Weather Service so that you're staying updated when there is an alert in your area, and just follow the precautions that it gives you on that alert. Here's a look at what the radar could look like as we go throughout the day today. Now, this could change. Here's a look as we go throughout this afternoon. Right now, probably as you're watching this, there are probably storms firing up, probably a few scattered strong to severe storms popping out in parts of Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, and through even parts of the Appalachian Mountains as we go. These are where the storms are going to pop up initially, and they're going to be moving from the north to the south. You can also see this is Hurricane Erin, taking up most of the map. Crazy storm. We've been tracking this for I don't even know how long. Quite a long time. Good thing we aren't seeing this hit the United States, but we are going to see some of those impacts, some of those outer rain bands in parts of North Carolina as we go throughout the day tomorrow, and we'll be talking about that more in depth as we go throughout this video. But storms are scattered strong to severe storms are going to pop up parts of Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, and even parts of Louisiana as we go farther into the future. This is as we go further into this afternoon and into this evening. You'll see these storms will start to increase in coverage as we go throughout this evening, and will start to die out as we go into the evening hours and into the overnight hours. You can see scattered strong to severe storms will be popping up all along this area that I just circled, parts of the Appalachian Mountains down throughout parts of Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, parts of Mississippi, and Louisiana. They're gonna, like I said, they're gonna be moving from north to south. But if you get hit by multiple rounds of storms in a row, that could pose a threat for some flash flooding. So make sure you aren't driving through flooded roadways, some torrential downpours, but nothing we haven't seen, like I said, in a while. But we do need rain in some of these areas, so I'm not expecting anything too bad with the flooding. But once again, just continue to monitor those alerts. If you get an alert, just make sure you're taking action. Whatever it tells you to do. Most of these are going to be scattered severe thunderstorm warnings with 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and maybe some up to quarter-size hail, but nothing too extreme unless you're in those severe thunderstorm warnings. Something I'll continue to monitor as we go throughout today. Here's a look at Hurricane Aaron right now and satellite imagery right now, and let me just tell you, this thing looks incredible. You can see this whole area of the hurricane just circulating. It's a surprise that this thing isn't stronger right now, but it is moving to cooler waters, more of an environment that's not as primed for hurricanes, but it is still a pretty strong hurricane, a Category 2 hurricane, and will remain in strength as it moves north and impacts parts of the coast of North Carolina. We are going to see some of those tropical storm force winds from this side of the storm as we go throughout the day. Tomorrow in parts of North Carolina, we are going to see some of that storm surge as well that could impact parts of especially the coast that's out to sea, that's out in the bay areas of the Atlantic Ocean. You need to continue to monitor those threats. You are in a tropical storm warning. This thing is moving due north right now. You can see that right here. But once again, this thing looks incredible. It's been an amazing storm. It just shows you what the conditions are like right now in the Atlantic Ocean. Anything could pop up, and we have even more areas to look at. As you can see on the tropical disturbance map, we have two other tropical disturbances. One right here that's located right behind Hurricane Aaron right here that will move into more favorable waters and is expected to develop as we go throughout the next couple of days. This one could become a hurricane as well, a tropical storm hurricane, but we do expect that this one will curve out to sea as well, like Aaron did, maybe even sooner, and maybe even end up impacting areas like Bermuda as we go into the future. We also have this area of development back behind that is probably about 200 miles off the coast of Africa right now. It is moving into, it's still in pretty cool waters. We've seen this develop a lot over the last couple of hours. It looks pretty good on satellite imagery right now, but it's lacking the stuff it needs, and it's lacking moisture. It's lacking warm water temperatures, and it's pretty cool water temperatures right now, and it's already blowing up. So we know what the environment is primed for. This will eventually move off towards the west and maybe even eventually move into the Caribbean, but we don't know quite yet what will happen with the system. You know, it's still, it's getting better, it's getting worse. You know, we still got to continue to watch this. If this does develop, it'll be a tropical storm or tropical depression as it moves off to the west. Very slow moving system, and I don't expect any further development with this unless it moves into the Caribbean or areas like the Gulf of Mexico, where we have very primed environments right now. But for the time being, we do have to continue to monitor Hurricane Aaron, as it is our only hurricane in the Atlantic Ocean right now, and will make a close approach as it moves off to the north to parts of North Carolina and Virginia, and could cause some tropical storm force winds and some storm surge as we go throughout the day on Thursday. Could be some strong winds by 8 a.m. on Thursday, maybe even sooner than that, as this system is so large. This tropical storm force wind bands are so large. This thing has gotten bigger as it has been weakening, so it's kind of strange. But we are going to see this continue as we go throughout the next couple of days, maybe even strengthen back into a major hurricane. The National Hurricane Center is expecting this to become another major hurricane once again as we go through the next couple of hours. And this has been a strange system. It became Category 5, went down to Category 3, went back up to Category 4, went down to Category 2, maybe go back up to Category 3 again before it weakens and eventually moves off into our jet stream. This has been a crazy system. Luckily, though, we have not seen this impact too much land except for parts of the Bahamas with some tropical storm force winds. It has stayed off of land, not made landfall anywhere, and gone right in between Bermuda. You know, how many times does that happen? So, once again, very lucky with this system, but we don't know how lucky we will be with other systems in the future. And like I've been saying for the past few days, the heat is going to be here for just a couple more days before we have a big cold blast. You can see on the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. Just look at all this. Much below average temperatures for much of the Ohio Valley, parts of the plains, down through the Dixie Alley. We're going to have much below average temperatures throughout parts of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, almost all of Alabama, Mississippi, parts of Louisiana, and even much below average temperatures in parts of Tennessee, where it's going to feel a lot nicer as we go throughout this week and into the beginning of next week. Really cool temperatures, overnight temperatures potentially in the 50s, daily temperatures maybe barely getting out of the 80s, or maybe barely getting into the mid 80s. It's going to feel really good. It's going to be a lot cooler than average. We only have those hot days for maybe a couple more days where we get temperatures in the 90s. But Florida, I'm sorry, unfortunately, you guys, it's a different story down here. You guys are still going to be remaining with above average temperatures as you go throughout the next 6 to 10 days. So not much relief for areas in Florida, but if you want to take a vacation up to the north, it's going to feel great. So just how cool are we talking? Well, let's take a look at the GFS model and see. This is during the day, and this is the beginning of next week. This is still a little ways out in the future, but this is what the temperatures could look like during the day on August 27th. Here's a look at over here in the Central Plains. I know I'm not talking about our area right now, but Kansas, parts or Nebraska, parts of Kansas, Oklahoma, northern Texas. During the day, this is the mid-afternoon hours on August 27th. You can see temperatures 50s for highs during the day in parts of Texas and Oklahoma. You do not usually see that in the peak of summer, so it's going to feel really cool. Look at this throughout much of the Dixie Alley. Highs in the 70s and maybe even the 60s in some areas. During the peak of the afternoon, during the peak of the day, it's going to be 60s and 70s for high temperatures. That is going to feel absolutely incredible. Now, there is going to be more rain and stuff the farther south you go, especially parts of Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. But once again, it's going to start to feel really good. This is during the, let's go farther into the future. This is during the night going into August 28th. During the night, you can see temperatures in the 50s throughout parts of the Dixie Alley. As far south as Florida, the panhandle of Florida, low temperatures in the mid-60s. You don't usually see that during the summer, so it's going to feel really good. Parts of the Appalachian Mountains getting into the 40s, 49, 48 in some of the areas. As you go farther to the north, maybe even lower than that, not like we're going to be seeing our first frost or anything anytime soon, but it's going to feel a lot cooler than it has been, maybe even chilly some of the mornings as we go farther into the future. It's going to feel really good. So make sure that you guys are prepared for this. It's nothing that you have to be concerned about. This is something that's going to feel great as we go throughout the rest of this week and into the beginning of next week, where temperatures are going to be much below average. But once again, unfortunately, that is all the weather info I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you click the like button and subscribe for more daily forecast videos like this one. I'm so excited to continue doing these videos with you guys. I hope that you guys are really enjoying them and getting important information out of them. Once again, make sure you guys are staying alert with some of those strong to severe storms today, especially, and also if you live on the coast of North Carolina, for some tropical storm impacts as we go throughout tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching once again, and goodbye.